This is Barry Zalma speaking for Claim School Incorporated's blog, Zalma on Insurance. Today we're going to explain why fraud doesn't pay, it actually costs, and why an insurance fraudster must pay the insurer full restitution for the amounts he took as a part of his fraud. Plaintiff Liberty Insurance Corporation, Liberty, issued a homeowner's insurance policy to Defendant Jack Strunk that was active when his home was damaged by fire. Strunk made two insurance claims, one for fire damage and another for alleged theft of certain personal property after the fire. Strunk sued Liberty for the payment of the alleged damages, and the case was removed to federal court and ultimately settled by Liberty paying $100,000 to Strunk. In Liberty Insurance versus Jack A. Strunk, the United States District Court for the Eastern District of Kentucky on April 4, 2025, dealt with a suit from Liberty against Strunk for return of the amounts paid in settlement after he pleaded guilty to defrauding Liberty in the claim that was settled. Strunk was convicted of felony insurance fraud. This is not contested, as Strunk admitted to this in his answer. Strunk pleaded guilty to and was convicted of Criminal Fraudulent Insurance Act based on his conduct in falsely reporting the property as stolen when he filed an insurance claim with Liberty. Liberty sued to recover the $100,000 settlement because Strunk breached the homeowner's policy when he fraudulently alleged certain items were stolen. Strunk was represented by counsel at the outset of the case, who later withdrew because of the defendant's indigenacy. He was broke. No counsel entered an appearance. While Strunk participated in submitting a proposed discovery order, he has not been involved since. Liberty filed a partial motion for judgment on the pleadings, contending that Strunk breached the insurance contract, entitling them to the return of the $100,000 only to be offset by restitution Strunk may have paid pursuant to his plea of guilty. The matter was referred to the United States Magistrate Judge Edward B. Atkins, who directed Strunk to respond to the motion within a specified time, only to see no response from Strunk. Magistrate Judge Atkins then issued a report and recommendations in which he recommended that the judge grant the plaintiff's partial motion for judgment on the pleadings. The R&R also recommended that the U.S. District Court enter judgment in Liberty's favor in the amount of $100,000. The District Court judge concluded that Congress did not intend to require District Court review of a magistrate's factual or legal conclusions under a de novo or any other standard, whether neither party objects to those findings. While there were no objections filed, the district judge decided to limit the relief to what the plaintiff requested, that the court grant the partial motion for judgment on the pleadings, holding that Strunk breached the policy and caused damages to Liberty in an amount to be determined through subsequent proceedings. Accordingly, it was ordered that the Plaintiff Liberty Insurance Company's partial motion for judgment on the pleadings was granted. The case remained referred to Magistrate Judge Atkins for limited discovery on the breach of contract damages to determine the amount, if any, Defendant Strunk has paid in criminal restitution to Plaintiff Liberty Insurance Corporation as an offset against the judgment. In my opinion, after an insurance fraud perpetrator is convicted, the insurer is entitled to receive, as a condition of the judgment, Restitution for what the crime cost the insurer. Since Liberty defended Strunk's lawsuit and paid him $100,000 without apparent knowledge of the crime, it sued for full restitution. It is entitled to at least $100,000 plus interest, lest any restitution paid into the court in an attempt to comply with the restitution order, which money, of course, would still go to Liberty. No insurer should let a convicted fraudster keep the funds he stole. Liberty did not and will have both the order of restitution and the judgment to get its money back by executing its judgment on any property Strunk still owes. For example, the house that Liberty insured. This video was adapted from my blog, Zelma on Insurance, which is available free to anyone who clicks on the URL zelma.com/blog. You can subscribe to the blog, and if you do, you'll receive notice of every blog posting, usually 5 or 6 a week, and you'll gain access to the more than 5,000 blog postings. You can also subscribe to these videos on rumble.com or on youtube.com. They're free. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you click on the thumbs up button on Rumble or the like button on YouTube. And please tell your friends and colleagues about the blog and these videos so that they too can subscribe. And if you're interested in further detail about insurance, insurance law, insurance claims, and insurance fraud, please consider for a very small fee subscribing to my Substack publication. Thank you for your attention.